today's video, we're talking about diffusion filters and why you might want to pick one up. For those who don't know, a diffusion filter is basically a piece of glass that goes in front of your lens, and it's going to diffuse sources of light and create a glowy look around those light sources. It's going to add a soft haze to your footage. The haze look is something that I think looks really nice. And ever since I bought one, I never really take it off my lens, and the reason I do that is because you can't really replicate in any editing software. I use Premiere. I've tried to create the same look. You sort of can, but it's just not the same as actually having the filter screwed onto your lens. And so the reason I'm making this video isn't really to recommend any specific filter, but it's just to let it be known that I think it's something you should definitely add to your filmmaking arsenal. Like I said, I'm not going to recommend any specific filter. You can do the research on your own. There's a bunch of different ones. You can figure out how much you want to spend, and they all have a little different looks. But personally, the one I use and the one that's currently screwed onto my camera lens right now is the Diffusion Black Pro Mist quarter strength, I think. And I have the 67mm one because most of my lenses are 67mm, so it makes sense for me. Yeah, so like I said, I put it on my lens and I rarely take it off. And so a lot of people are gonna say that's not good, and it isn't. So that's something I'm gonna talk about right now. I don't think this filter should be used with everything. It definitely gives a very stylistic look, and for some projects that's not something you're gonna want on your videos. But for someone like me who's usually trying to get a softer look in my footage, and my videos have a very specific style, they have a certain look, this filter is definitely meant for people who are trying to get that sort of look. I also like to use it a lot for photos, and so I'm not the best photographer, but when I do decide to use it for my photography, I go ahead and screw it onto my Sony a6400, and I get some really fantastic looking shots. It just adds a nice haze, and it's a stylistic choice that I like to make for my videos. And so at the end of the day, it's really only my opinion that this filter makes your videos look better, because it is a very subjective thing, whether or not you like the look that it gives your footage. And so for me, I really like the look that my footage has with the filter screwed on versus the look that my footage has when it's not on. But at the same time, there are a lot of people who are probably going to say it's a useless piece of glass and they don't really have any function or purpose for it. And so they might be right. It might be a waste of money. I think this filter is I think 60 bucks, around that. And so for some people, that's just not a purchase or an investment they're willing to make. But if you're like me and you really like the soft look, I think there's a bug on my lens, I don't know if you can see it. But if you're like me and you really like the look that this filter is going to give your footage, I highly recommend you cop a diffusion filter. Once again, I have the Diffusion Black Pro Mist quarter strength, 67mm. But there's a bunch of them out there. I think Moment makes one. There's some, I think K&F has one. So yeah, that's my little spiel about filters. I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope maybe oh, hi Coco. Hi Coco. Hi. I have a few more filters that I'll probably talk about in the future, but for now I'm only going to talk about this one. Short little video. I just wanted to share my thoughts and comments about diffusion filters. So go buy one or not if you think it's useless. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.